Didn't know you was there. Let me mute this. I'm at my workstation right now. I'm getting all excited because I'm getting ready to go up and check some cameras. We don't have as many as we had up before, but we do have roughly right around 10 more to pull, which is good news. I know we're going to have some amazing pictures. Some of those cameras been sitting for about a month now. We've been getting some great footage up there. But what I really am excited about is taking you guys on the adventure, boots on the ground, exactly what I'm looking for. So, once again, welcome to another episode of the Elk Collective. Hey, so here we are. Welcome to another episode of Elk Collective. Getting ready to do some boots on the ground. Just want to let y'all know that this weekend is the weekend that I promised everybody. We're going to do some footage on boots on the ground, letting you guys know what we're looking for. I got my two buddies with me, Corey and Jim, and we're going to dive in looking for different signs, but also we're going to be pulling some cameras. So stay tuned, stay with us, Elk Collectives. So we're at first glassing spot. I say glassing spot, we're just taking a little break, going up the hill. I want to show you what you guys are missing. Of course, we got some fires here in Colorado, so some of the smoke is lingering in some of these valleys. But anyways, this is what we're looking at. There's some old elk tracks in here, but I'm really not concerned with that because it's just right up the trail. As you start getting in deeper, I'll explain to you exactly what I'm looking for, but the trail is maybe not even 100 yards from us, so I'm just going to keep walking. I'm not even going to show you these old tracks because they don't mean nothing to me. I'm going to show you the good stuff, and then we'll touch base when I get to the high mountain water and the high mountain meadows that I talked about previously on the last episode. Come on. We're starting to get into that dark, deep cover. I explained that on that last episode. That dark, deep cover. It's quiet, shaded. There's a lot of moisture in here. I know pretty soon our cameraman, Corey's gonna be like, yo, I need to hit pause because the mosquitoes are biting me. Because that's how it gets in here. So it's a lot of moisture in here. But that's what those elk like. So as we move through, I'm going to show you some stuff that I look for when I'm starting to look for sign. There's not a lot of sign between here. I've already been up here, so there's not a lot of sign between here and the water hole. But I'm going to explain to you exactly what I'm looking for. So come on. Hey, listen. We're not too far. The reason why I'm whispering is because we don't have too long before elk season, so I really don't want to make a lot of noise coming in here. It is August 14th, 15th? 14th. And so we're getting ready, like I said, we're getting ready to go pull some cameras. And I wanted to give you foot on ground what I'm looking for. So in this area, it's a deep depression in here. And this is where that snow just piles up and sits in here. So early in the season, this has a lot of water. So a lot of the elk like to kind of sit in here so they can cool out. But right here, you can see some of these beds. And these are beds. Whether they're deer, whether they're elk, the bigger they are, the more you know they're elk. But I couldn't say that this was a cow or whatever it gives me. Matter of fact, right here, that's a 550-pound cow. No, I really don't know. But I know this is a bed. Why? It's a cool area. The only down draw is a lot of mosquitoes and stuff in here. So, if there's mosquitoes in here, I'm probably gonna look for some mud holes to wallow in to kind of get rid of these bugs. And if the bugs are too much for them, they'll move up a little higher. But stay with us. We got about, I don't know, 1/10 of a mile before we introduce you to some of our prime zone. We had to take a couple breaks in between, but stay with us. Yeah, by the way, listen, make sure you're in shape when you come up here. These mountains will kick your butt. Anyways, if you remember and you watched part 1, where I talked about high mountain water, and you looked at the whole video, we showed you a picture of one of the water holes we're talking about is high mountain water. This is exactly that same spot. We have a camera set up here. We're going to show you exactly what we're talking about. We're roughly right around 10,300 feet. And that's just a rough guess. I don't have my GPS on me right now, but it's around 10,300 feet. With that being said, you know, it's cool up here, and these elk, they have water, they have deep, dark cover. You're gonna just sit up in here and hold up. So, follow along. I'll show you this water hole real quick. Listen, there's gonna be tracks, old tracks, new tracks, as you come up to some of these high mountain waters. Don't worry about all that stuff. We on Google Earth, we peg those spots. And then we go to base maps. We locate them. We pin them down. We mark them, and then we put foot on ground. And then we come up here and we find these water holes. And these are just sanctuaries. So let's go up here and look at this. Just find it on Google Earth or find it on base maps. Pin it down and then just go look at it. Just look at this real quick. You can't tell me that there's no elk water in here. They have to be water in here. And if they're not water in here, then maybe we have another spot that's closer And on Google Earth and base maps, we'll find those spots too, and then we'll locate those spots. But stay with us. We're gonna show you some pictures from this camera that we're getting ready to pull. I'm gonna drop my pad, and I'm gonna go get the camera real quick, okay? Stay with me. So I speak about like the high mountain meadows. This is a prime example of the high mountain meadows. We got a camera set over here. It's a dry wallow. It's just something so we can see what's in the area. It's a lot of sign in here. Hence, we just walked up on a couple mule deer just sitting in the meadow. But long story short is we're expecting this camera to have a lot of action. And if you do the line distance from the road, it's probably about 4 miles from the road. But long story short, this is one of those areas I talked about in part 1 of the high mountain meadows. So follow us along. I'll show you what's on this camera. Okay, come on. We have water, we have food. It's really nothing else they need. All they gotta do is stage and wait for those cows to come and eat. So, prime example, good water running here, good vegetation. They secluded away from everything. So, come on, let's go check this out. Hey, so we have a camera set over here. Right? I don't know if you see it in the film. It's right there on that stump. Listen, Dirk talked about it in his films. Sometimes we don't like to set our cameras too low, but we didn't have any choice here, so I'm gonna show you why we set it low. Because we have a dry wallow. A lot of these elk like to see exactly what I'm talking about. Right here. It's a dry wallow right here. That dry wallow, they're hitting that dry wallow. And this is those high mountain meadows that I talked about in part 1. On e-scouting, you gotta look at these spots, peg them down, and then put boots on the ground and come look. Because you're never gonna know unless you come look. So that dry wallow, and then we set a camera right over here. Perfect here. Hey, stay with us. So we're getting ready to dive in. Hey, I said that we're gonna do some boots on ground. We're gonna check some more cameras. This is gonna be a long weekend. We're setting up some tree stands in this area. The reason why we're setting up some tree stands in this area, we feel confident in this area. Normally we would not set any tree stands in. That's not like how I like to hunt, but there's some areas back here that we like a lot. So long story short, we're gonna put the monster at work. All right, stay with us. Hey, we speak about this stuff all the time. I think in part 1 I really covered it. We talked about high mountain meadows and high mountain water. Well, this is a prime example of high mountain meadows. And this is one of the spots that we've set cameras on. We know that there's action here. There's cows and bulls on this camera. And as I said before, I think it's right around 11 to 11:3. You could pretty much, count yourself in to see some early action up here. We got some cameras here. We're gonna pull some cameras. I'm gonna set a couple tree stands. I normally don't like setting tree stands because you never know what elk are gonna do, but I'm almost confident that 99 that if somebody sat here in the morning or evening in the tree stand, that they'd kill one. We got a few guys that are hunting with us, and some of them are lowlanders. So this might be an early hunt for them at the very beginning, so they don't get altitude sickness, and so they can come in here and hunt, just kind of acclimatize. And then for some of us that burnt our legs out, this might be a good hunt for you. So come on, we'll show you this good meadow. Because I already know it's high. Most of the time, that wind in here is going to be doing some swirly stuff, so we just need to find a spot to put a tree stand. Based off trail camera footage, we're probably going to go to the far end over there and set the tree stand. But here we are midday, just midday. Wind's blowing back this way. I guess it really wouldn't matter exactly where we set the tree stand, but I think let's set it up on this other side. Hey, what keynote? You can see some of this grass beat down. This is where they've been walking through. You can see it over here. They walk through this stuff and beat it down. Their license is on the B list, or B list, so I can get this one too. Look at the 104.
Ooh, a nice little bear track.
104. Oh yeah, look at that.
But it's so dry, man. They haven't had any rain.
So we got our second set right here, and just talking about high mountain water, and it's one of those spots. I don't really think they're super active in this spot, but we have been getting them on camera, so it's definitely a spot that you want to pay attention to. We just came up on this spot. It's got some bear tracks in it, which is good because we got quite a few of us that have some bear tags. We're gonna hang another tree stand here. It's roughly right around, I don't know, maybe 250, 300 yards from that other spot. But as I said before, it's kind of, we're gonna call it the lazy man hunt. Burnt your legs out or whatever, and want to decide to come up here and do some evening or some morning hunts. It'd be really easy on you. So stay with us. We're gonna show you what's on these cards. We'll move over and scout some other areas while we're up here too. Hey, Elk Collective. So we just came out of the area that we've been going into. Check those cameras. We got some good bulls on those cameras. Not every bull is still in velvet. So they're starting to rub their antlers. What's crazy is that on our way in, we never seen any fresh rubs, and then as we're walking out, This is kind of strange where it is, but this is a fresh rub, and the reason why I say fresh, it's a couple days old, but it still has sap still coming off of it. I mean, the sap is just as wet as it can be, but so you're not gonna see like tore up trees everywhere, not yet, but you start seeing stuff like this, hit and miss, hit and miss. But this is a good sign. This is a sign that they're starting to rub their velvet, and this is one of those things that you want to look for. So you know, even if they're not in here in September, they're staging in here at least. So, all right, stay with us. We're gonna walk back and probably run into some more too. Hey, so we're walking back, and lo and behold, you can see down here these. I mean, I'm sure lots of animals are using it, but especially elk. But this trail is a well-used game trail, so you know they corridoring back and forth through here. So this is one of those signs that we look for when we're in the woods. When you're doing your e-scouting, you peg those spots, you come in, you're not gonna see these on the map. You gotta do boots on the ground to see stuff like this. So this is stuff that you probably wanna mark on your map saying, hey, this is one of those corridor spots. So. Hey, welcome back. We are back from a long weekend, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I am super tired. It might not seem like it, but I'm tired. We did a lot of miles up on the hill, just covering boots on the ground for you guys and kind of giving you a perspective of what we're looking for and what we do here in Colorado. Shoot, I'm sitting here looking at pictures right now of some of the elk that we got on camera, just trying to get dates, time, and you know, things that we would look for, possibly just so we can get a picture of when they're coming in and when they're, you know, possibly not coming in. What I will tell you is, if you have the opportunity while you're here in Colorado, if you can scout Colorado, doing boots on ground, take some trail cameras with you and set them up. And they'll tell you a lot of information about what's in the area. Who knows, you might get elk on camera, you might not. And if you do get elk on camera, you'll be able to go back and analyze when they're coming in the area, if they're still sticking around the area. If you can't and you're out of state, the best bet is e-scouting, the apps that I showed you. Peg those spots, that way you can go back and you can label it. That's the 1 spot, 2 spot, 3 spot that I'm gonna check, and you can check them off later on as nope, that's a no-go, or I'm gonna continue hitting that area. Long story short, I'm gonna show you towards the end of the video some of the trail camera pictures that we got throughout the trip. Can't give it to you all, but I'm gonna give you a little teaser. And then for some of you guys that are doing rifle season, hopefully that this motivates you to keep contributing to base maps, Onyx, whatever app that you used to do your research. It pays off when you come out to Colorado. Hey, welcome to the Elk Collective.